guys, welcome back to my channel. I am so excited about today's video because I am going to show you how you can save thousands of dollars a year. And we are actually going to crunch some numbers. Like, this isn't just me randomly like, maybe you could save thousands. No, you can literally save thousands of dollars. I know I do by making certain choices. There are certain things I have stopped buying, certain things I've simply never bought just because I'm like, this does not make sense for my financial goals. And obviously things change as you make more money where, oh, you can be a little more lenient with this. And I will get into that in this video. Some choices I now make a little bit differently, but we're still being smart with things. Let me be clear on that. And this video will hopefully show you, one, how easy it can be, but two, just how important the little decisions are. I know it's so easy to be like, oh, it's just a little bit here, a little bit there. I mean, let's say you are saving $5,000 a year. These little tips can easily save you that much. I mean, in 10 years, that's $50,000. That's a down payment on a house. It truly does add up. I have seen it firsthand, and I always I want to scream this from the rooftops. It matters. It makes such a difference. You can do it. Anyone can do it. It doesn't even matter your salary. I mean, obviously, how much you make, that really, really helps. But I started doing all of these things when I was making not a lot of money at all, and I still considered myself to be in a very good financial spot just because I wasn't spending a lot. And actually, I don't know if you've noticed, one of my nails popped off. I'm about to put another one back on, and this is truly one of my biggest tips. If you are a gal out there, I know it is so tempting to go to the nail salon every 2 weeks. It is wonderful. I mean, it truly is one of my dreams in this world. When I am a billionaire, I will allow myself to do it. But until then, it is just not in the cards for me because I can't believe how expensive it is. If I were to go to my nail salon every 2 weeks, that would be $90. It's $42 for the manicure, a gel manicure. I always get gel. $43 for a regular pedicure, that's $90, plus an $18 tip, that's $108. And then if we're doing that every 2 weeks, that is $2,592 in the year. And by the way, if I were to do that monthly, like just once a month, 12 times a year, that's still about $1,300, which I do get my nails done sometimes, but it's a very special treat for me. I normally do it, I don't know, I maybe get 3 manicures a year, 3 or 4 manicures a year, just depending on special occasions I might have. And then I'll get like 2 pedicures a year probably. This depends. And this is one of those things that I have increased a little bit as my salary has increased. But I remember, especially when I was reporting, I wanted nice nails so badly. Obviously I was in a very front-facing field, but I just couldn't do it. And I hadn't discovered fake nails. I just hadn't discovered the world. So these are the Glamnetics I use. I mean, this looks like a professional manicure. And the best part is it lasts longer for me than a professional manicure because you just saw this one popped off. Normally, if you get a chip and a gel manicure, you're done. It's over. Like, it's just, you're stuck like that till the next time you go. With this, one pops off, I just pop it right back on. So this has saved me so much money. Now let's talk about one of my personal favorites, books, which clearly I'm a very big reader, and this could easily put me into debt. I believe this year I'm on track to read like 60 or 70. I've been flying through books. I keep them all on my Instagram story highlight, books 2024. I've done like every single year, little reviews. But yeah, I love reading. Books are not cheap though. They're not cheap at all, especially one of my all-time favorite genres is autobiographies. If there's a new autobiography coming out, I mean, some of them cost $30. $30, and that can add up very fast, which is why I am a library gal. This is what I currently have checked out, but the biggest game changer for me was my Kindle and the Libby app. It allows you to check out ebooks for free. And what I love so much about this is I'm currently on hold for 20 books, that's the max. So I can check out brand new books, which I have to wait for them. Like currently I'm waiting for a Riley Sager one that I think I'm like 3 months behind, but I don't let the temptation get to me. I'm just like, we're just gonna wait 3 months. And if we crunch the numbers, let's just say I read 50 books this year and they cost $20 each, that's $1,000. And while I do let myself buy like a couple of books a year, if it's like a special thing, it's not an every time thing at all. Most of my books, like an overwhelming majority, come from the library, which is a great free resource. I know a lot of people aren't gonna wanna hear this next one, but it has to be discussed. Coffee. And listen, I do want to give a disclaimer that if you are currently not in a place where you are really trying to save money, you're not trying to find different areas where you can really put some away, this doesn't apply to you. You can go ahead and drink that daily coffee, drink that daily tea, whatever it might be when you're out and about, But if you are trying to save money, I have some devastating news for you. Some really eye-opening numbers that I was crunching before. It's crazy. Okay, ready? So I personally, I have this as a prop, an empty glass, because I'm not currently drinking caffeine with the pregnancy. But when I was drinking caffeine, I always just have a cup of coffee or a cup of tea here. And then I have little exceptions. Like when I'm traveling, I always get a cup of coffee. Like when I'm out, it's just like a fun little splurge for me. When I was at the airport, it was, I guess, last month, I decided to get an iced caramel macchiato, which tasted horrible, by the way, might I add. Like I ended up dumping it. It was over $6, which is insane. And then let's say I was doing that every single weekday, like Monday through Friday, going to get my cup of coffee from Dunkin', whatever it might be. That's $30 in a week, or $1,560 in a year. And that's being conservative. That's saying you didn't go and get a donut too with it, or like whatever else they have at Dunkin', like whatever. I honestly don't really spend a lot of time there, but yeah, that's a lot of money. And it's just, if you're trying to save money, it's just one of the easiest ways to cut the budget a little bit. And while we're talking about coffee, we might as well talk about food. These are some of the muffins I baked this week. They were so freaking good, if I do say so myself. But yeah, food is one of the biggest areas where you can save. Obviously, I think eating at home is 9 times out of 10 going to be cheaper than if you eat out, with one major exception, which we'll talk about in a second. But my rule always has been, on weekdays I eat at home, on weekends I can eat out. And it keeps me sane, it keeps me excited. I'm looking forward to the weekend. I will say, since the pregnancy, like this has been thrown out the window. Like it is down the street. It's in a different state, this rule, for me, because I've been doing some crazy things. But this was one of probably the biggest things that helped me, even when I was living in Dayton and not making a lot of money. I was just in such a good financial position, I feel like a comfortable one. And it's just because I wasn't blowing all my money going out to eat, getting takeout, this, that. And don't even get me started on food delivery. And it's fine if you want to do it and you're in a great financial space, do it. That's awesome. Like, that is such a luxury. I myself did it 3 weeks ago. I was in a desperate moment, not even desperate. I was just feeling lazy, and it felt really great. I picked up that DoorDash. I ate that food. But what was not great was realizing, what did it come to? I think I spent $13 extra on that meal than if I had picked it up myself. Yeah, it was a $16 meal that was then a $29 meal when I added in the delivery fees, the tip, all of that, which is ridiculous. And if you want to do it every once in a while, that's totally fine. But if I was doing that a few times a week, even just 3 times a week, that's an extra $2,028 I would be spending a year, which no, I will not, no. For this next one, I figured we could take a peek inside my fridge, which I am definitely not proud of the organization here, not proud at all. I'd love to blame it all on Zach, but I'm definitely playing a role here. But there are actually 2 points I want to make. One, I don't buy food I'm not going to eat. Once again, the pregnancy changed things in the first trimester, guys. I awful. I would go to the grocery store and not eat one thing I bought. That's not like me. Normally, I am buying exactly what I'm going to eat. I'm not letting produce go bad. I'm not, buying all this like salad, lettuce, and then it just turns brown. No, I'm very, very, very just organized. I know I will be eating that for 4 meals this week, and because otherwise you just waste so much money. The other thing, 9 times out of 10, Zach and I are cutting our own fruit. Oh my gosh, guys, this is saving us so much money. If you go to the store and you buy, oh, my fridge is telling me it wants to be shut. If you go to the store and buy the pre-cut watermelon, I think it's $5.99 or something, something ridiculous for this much watermelon, versus you could buy a whole giant watermelon for $5, and it's you saw how much we had in there, just jars upon, not jars, but containers upon containers of fresh, delicious watermelon. It also tastes better. It's so fresh. So yeah, we follow that for our squash, our watermelon, just anything you're getting pre-cut is going to cost so much more. There are exceptions. Every once in a while I decide to really treat myself, but for the most part, this is going to save you so much money. This is totally a personal decision, by the way, but I also don't buy organic. Perhaps I should. Perhaps that would be much better for me, but when you are standing there and you see the regular asparagus is $2.49 and the organic is $5 per pound, it's just not in the cards for me. Another thing I don't spend money on is interest. With the exception of our house, we do not buy our house in cash, and every month when we pay our mortgage, it really is depressing to see how much is going to interest. And if you don't know, interest is just nothing. It's not the actual value of the house. It's not paying for the the nuts and bolts. It's literally just paying for the ability to be able to pay it in 30 years. We have a 30-year mortgage. But when I bought my car when I was in college, I bought it in cash. I didn't want to have a car payment. And listen, that meant I was looking at cars that were 10 years old, not the most stylish, and that was fine. I got Gary, he was a great car, a nice little Honda Accord, and he got me through for the next however many years. So I've just always been very adamant, if I can, and this is the huge disclaimer, if you can, don't do interest. Like, for example, the stupid thing would be if I were to lease or do a car payment on a luxury vehicle. Like, why? And then same goes for debt. Like, I will never, mark my words, I will never be in credit card debt. That frightens me so much, just to every month know, like, oh my gosh, I owe all this money that's going to nothing. That's a thing. It's not like, oh, I'm paying off, that shirt that I bought or that pair of jeans, whatever it might be. It's, no, I'm literally paying off the fact that I didn't pay this soon enough. Like, I'm paying for nothing. I'm just wasting money. And speaking of buying clothing, I try to be smart with my purchases. I try really, really, really hard. Like, for example, this Abercrombie shirt, bought it on sale. I always try to shop the sales, and then if not that, I'm a very, very big proponent of Nordstrom Rack, TJ Maxx, Marshalls, where you get some great brands. Like at Nordstrom Rack especially, I mean, they have like great denim brands. They have Hudson Jeans, Paige, all of the great ones, Madewell, but at a fraction of the price. And there's some good stuff there. Like, it's not like, oh my gosh, this stuff sucks. No, it's great, and I'm saving money, and I don't see any cons. So I really try to be smart with my clothing purchases, with exceptions, of course. Exceptions to every rule. Another random one, lottery tickets. Like, the odds of you win, like, it's just, no. I just, it actually infuriates me, just picturing myself spending like hundreds of dollars a year on something I know I'm not gonna win. What are the odds? And even if it's just $20 a year, that adds up. I am a very big proponent of it adds up, and yeah. Figured I could show. This is the purse that I wear every day of my life. Zach got it for me for my birthday last year. I don't even know what to say about the whole purse epidemic. It's fine, and like, if you really love it, it's fine, but I can't see myself ever spending like $3,000 on a bag. Maybe I'll eat my words one day when I am just like living in the dough and a billionaire. But no, like, I definitely try to save money in this area. When I was little, I used to actually love buying like a million purses from like Charlotte Russe and Forever 21. And then I realized, you know what? I only really need one basic purse. That's all I need. And it's neutral. It goes with everything. I like to just keep things simple. And I also keep it simple with my jewelry. I wear the same necklace every single day. My granny gave it to me when I was in 8th grade. The earrings I do switch out, but I really try not to buy, like, for example, these are, I don't know, $20. I try not to buy expensive jewelry. Obviously, well, actually, I took off my engagement ring when I was working out this morning, but like, this is my wedding band. Like, I'm so grateful for this. I like to let this do most of the talking. You know what I mean? Like, I don't need a million things when it comes to jewelry, because I do think it's easy to go overboard. Very easy. Especially like, oh my gosh, I hadn't been into an actual jewelry store until we were picking out like my wedding bands and all of that. Diamonds are not cheap is all I will say. And then I figured I could rattle off a couple I thought of just rapid fire. Shipping, I will not pay for shipping. If it's not free shipping, it's just not worth it. There are some exceptions, like Etsy doesn't let you do free shipping, so you gotta work with what you have. Water, oh my gosh, I will go to such extreme lengths to not have to buy a water bottle. It grinds my gears. Like, oh, what? This is like a free commodity. I can go to my house right now, pour the Brita, free, and yet here I am paying, what is it, like $4 at the movie theaters or something? So yes, if I'm in a pickle, I will, but for the most part, whenever Zach and I are like going to an event or something, he goes to get his water and he's like, you want one? And I say no, and then I end up having a few sips of his. Airport junk, I am always so tempted when I'm at the airport. That is where I'm just like, let me add it. You see sweatshirts, you see books, you see magazines, you see little trinkets. I want it all, and I buy nothing just because it's not the time and the place, and it's normally overpriced. And then one thing that used to be huge for me that no longer is was the gym membership. For the longest time, I refused to get a gym membership. I always said one day, but the day is not now, because I did have an apartment gym, and now that ship has sailed. But I mean, that just goes to show this all changes depending on your financial state, right? Like you have periods of extreme saving. You have periods where, oh my gosh, wow, like I can cut back a little bit. And I don't want any of this to attack anyone. Like if you're the type of person who gets a Dunkin' Donuts coffee 5 days a week, even 7 days a week, and it works for you, it works for you. Like that's totally fine. You should be proud that you can afford that. This is just for someone who is maybe trying to find some ways, and maybe like you're kind of brainstorming like, where can I cut back that will make a big difference? I was just trying to show you what a big difference it truly can make, because I know $30 a week doesn't sound like a lot, but $1,500 a year does when you think about it like that. If you have any other ideas of things that you're like, I no longer buy this, let me know in a comment below. I'd be so curious to hear and get more ideas for myself, because it's always interesting hearing about other people's experiences and where other people have had success saving. So I love doing these money videos every once in a while. It's just fun for me. I've always found this whole thing very fascinating, fun, and doable. Doable no matter what your salary is, no matter what your situation is. It's going to look very different, obviously, what you're able to do, but it's fun to feel in control, like you can do something. Even if it's just the littlest thing, it makes a difference. It adds up. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed. Be sure to subscribe for more videos like this, and also just the day-to-day stuff, day-to-day vlogs. Asher has definitely been an added expense in my life. He looks like he's dead. What the heck? But he is worth it. And that's the whole point here. Some expenses are worth it. Others are not. Asher is definitely worth it.